Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new to my channel, my name is Liz. In this tutorial, we're going to be making this top. It's a hooded crop cardigan or a hooded crop vest, whatever you want to call it. And I hope you're going to enjoy making this crop top because it's a really beautiful and easy to work pattern. You're going to need any medium weight yarn, and I'll be using this very beautiful shade of yellow. I'm going to be using two hooks, a 5mm hook and a 3mm hook. The 3mm hook will be for working the waistband, while the 5mm will be for the main part of the top. You're going to need a yarn needle, stitch markers, a pair of scissors, and a measuring tape. Using the 3mm hook, we're going to work the waistband. So start with a slip knot and make a chain of 12. Then you're going to chain one more, then go into the 12th stitch with a single crochet. Then work a single crochet into every stitch for a total of 12 single crochets. We are working in the back loops only for the waistband. And to work the waistband, you're going to need your bust measurements. So take your bust measurements minus 15. And you're going to work a band that is equals to your bust measurements minus 15 inches. I'm working a bust of 34 inches. So 34 minus 15. Sorry, I'm working a bust of 35 minus 15. That should be 20. And we're going to be taking the measurement without stretching the band. At the end of row 1, chain 1 and turn to begin row 2. And remember to work in the back loops. So go into the back loop of the first stitch with a single crochet, into the back loop of the next stitch, and into each of the back loops till you get to the end of row 2. At the end of row 2, chain 1 and turn to begin row 3. Again, work the back loops only. Chain 1 and turn to begin row 4. Go into the back loop of the first stitch with a single crochet, back loop of the next stitch with a single crochet, and keep going. So this is just one row repeat. We're going to be repeating row 2 until we have the desired length of the band, which should be your bust measurement minus 15. Take the measurements in inches. And therefore, if you're at a bust of 40 inches, you're going to take 40 minus 15 to get 25. If your bust is 35 like mine, 35 minus 15, that should be 20. If your bust is 36 minus 15, that should be 21. So keep going till you get that waistband. I have my band ready, and I'm going to take the measurement of this band just to make sure that it's gotten to 20 inches. And right there, as you can see, without stretching it out, it's going up to 20 inches, and I have my desired waistband. Therefore, I'll get the hook and then chain 1 and turn. Then we want to join the two ends together like this. After chaining 1, go into the back loop of that first stitch there and onto the other loop on the other side and join with a single crochet. Next, go into the back loop of the second stitch and onto the stitch on the other side and join with a single crochet. Go into the back loop of the third and join with the corresponding third stitch on the other side. And we're going to join like this up to this end right here. So I've just joined the last stitch. This is what we have. So chain 1 and turn your work to the right side. So this is what we have right now. We are done with the band. Pull out the 3mm hook and get the 5mm hook. We're going to put it through. And we're going to be working rows of half double crochet stitches. So yarn over, go into that first stitch. We are working stitches on the rows. Like we have that first row, then the second is right here, the third, the fourth, fifth, sixth, and so on. I'm going to work the first row of the top with 3 half double crochets, 2 half double crochet into the same stitch. So we already have 2. Into the next row, we're going to work the third half double crochet. Then the next row is going to get 2 half double crochets for an increase. Then the next one gets 1 half double crochet and the other next 2, so for a total of 3 half double crochets. Then increase with 2 half double crochets. Then 3 consecutive half double crochets into the next 3 rows. An increase next. The next 3 stitches each get a half double crochet. The next one gets an increase, just 2 half double crochets. Then 1 half double crochet into the next 3. 2 half double crochets into the next. And we're going to work this until we get back to the beginning point right here. So keep alternating between 2 half double crochets into the same stitch, 1 half double crochet into the next 3 stitches or 3 rows. I'm coming to the end of row 1 and I've just worked 2 half double crochets. So into the last stitch I want to work an increase and I'm going to put 2 half double crochets into that stitch. So make sure that into your last stitch you're working an increase. If you want to have a perfect stitch, you'll probably need to work rows of multiples of 4. The rows in the waistband should be a multiple of 4 so that you can get a perfect stitch. Into the first half double crochet, we're going to work a slip stitch just to complete row 1. And when I'm working the slip stitches on top of the half double crochets, I do not go into this first stitch right here. I go into the second one and close that up. Row 1 is done, so chain 1 and turn to begin row 2. In row 2, we start with half double crochet into the first stitch, and each stitch in this row is going to get 1 half double crochet. I'm coming to the end of row 2, and this first stitch right here, which had the first half double crochet, gets another half double crochet, and this is just to cover for this stitch that we are skipping while slip stitching. So we do not slip stitch here, we slip stitch onto the next stitch, chain 1 and turn. Then again row 3 is the same as row 2 and all the other rows. So in row 3, begin with a single crochet, and then we're going to work a single crochet into every stitch till we get to this point. When you get to this point, this part gets a stitch, and then you're going to close with a slip stitch, and keep going till you have your desired number of rows. I'm going to be working 20 rows. If you want your top a bit long, you may need to work more rows. If you need it to be more of a crop top, then you're going to work like 15 rows will be enough. In my case, I want it to be a crop top but not too short, and that's why I'm working the 20 rows. So keep going till you have those rows, and I'll meet you there so that we can divide the back and the front part of the top. I'm done with the 20 rows, and I'm going to measure to see the measurement of my top. At this point I have 9 inches, and that represents the length from your waist to the armhole. So I'm going to divide the panel into 2 equal parts. Count your stitches and divide them into 2. I've already done that. So I'm going to work chain 1 and cut off the yarn. And now I'm going to be working the front part first, and then I'll attach the yarn back and work the back part. So to work the front part, I'm going to turn my work to the other side. Then I'll count 5 stitches, but first of all I'll get the yarn and make a slip knot, and then count 5 stitches from the point where I've cut the yarn, and then attach on the 6th stitch. So the hook goes through the 6th stitch. We want to leave a space for the part below the armpit. So after reattaching the yarn, I'm going to start with a half double crochet until I get to 5 stitches before the hook that has marked the middle of the top. So just 1 half double crochet into every stitch until you have 6 stitches remaining, or until you have 5 stitches to the stitch marker. At this point I have the 5 stitches remaining, so I'm going to chain 1 and turn to begin row 2 of the front part of the cardigan. Then I'm going to work 1 half double crochet to the end of row 2, and then I'll work 3 more rows of the half double crochet for a total of 5 rows of half double crochet stitches in that front part. I'm done with the 5 rows, and now we're going to divide the front panel into 2 equal parts again, as you can see with the stitch marker. Then we're going to work one side of the front part, chain 1 and turn to begin that first part. So we're going to work a half double crochet till we get to the stitch marker. I'm counting the stitches just to ensure that I have the same number of stitches on both sides of the front panel. Then I'll continue working to the middle part. Once I get to where the stitch marker is, I'll pull out the stitch marker, put a stitch into that stitch, then continue working to the next row after the division. So I'm at the stitch marker, I'm going to pull it out and put a stitch into it and into the next. Chain 1 and turn. This next row is going to be a row of reduction. We begin with a single crochet into the first stitch, then half double crochet, and the single crochet in the first stitch is an incomplete stitch. We are only decreasing in the middle part. So after the decrease, we keep going towards the end of row 2. At the end of row 2, I'll put a half double crochet into that last stitch, chain 1 and turn to begin row 3. I'm counting the rows from the points of division. So I'm going to work a half double crochet into the first stitch and into every other stitch until I have 2 stitches remaining. Then I'll combine the 2 stitches, half double crochet, incomplete, then single crochet into the last stitch, then yarn over and pull through, or chain 1 and turn. Again, we're going to work a reduction. Combine the first 2 single crochet, incomplete, then half double crochet, incomplete, and join the 2. Then a single crochet into every other stitch to the end of the row. And we're going to work decreases until we have 10 rows of decrease. So keep going until you have 10 rows of reduction, and I'll meet you once you're done with the 10 rows. Have done the 10 rows of reduction, and I'm done with that first side of the front panel. So I'll chain 1 and cut off the yarn. Then I'm going to attach the yarn from the middle part and work the other side completely identical to what we have. So start with the slip knot, and we're going to attach the yarn on that last point of the previous, or the middle part. Start with a half double crochet and 1 half double crochet into every stitch to the end of that first row. Once you get to the end of the first row, you're going to chain 1 and turn. Then you're going to work back row 2 until you have 2 stitches remaining in the middle part, and I'll meet you there to show you what to do next. I have my 2 stitches remaining, so I'm going to work a reduction. So half double crochet, then single crochet, and combine the 2. So you're working a half double crochet that is incomplete and a single crochet that is incomplete. Again, chain 1 and turn to begin row 3. Row 3, you begin with a reduction and then a single crochet all the way to the end of row 3. Then you're going to chain 1 and turn, and you're going to work back row 4 and then work the other rows the same way we worked the other side. I'm done with the other part of the front part of the top, and I've already cut off the yarn. We're going to turn the top to the other side and work the back part of the top. You'll need to turn your top and ensure that you're working on the right side of the stitches. Then we are going to make sure that the front and the back panel are 11 stitches apart. So count your 11 stitches and attach the yarn on the 12th stitch. Then you're going to attach with a slip stitch, chain 1, work half double crochet, and you're going to work half double crochet in every stitch until you have 11 stitches in between the front and the back part of this vest. I've done the first row of the back part, so I'm going to chain 1 and turn to work row 2, and we're going to work row 2 up to row 15 with 1 half double crochet into every stitch. So this is very simple. At the back you only work 15 rows of 1 single crochet, 1 half double crochet into every stitch. Make sure the number of rows are the same as the rows in the front part. We are done 15, that is 5 plus 10. I'm done with the back part, and it's time to join both the front and the back part at the shoulders. We're going to join 10 stitches on one side and 10 stitches on the other side. After attaching the two sides, turn the vest onto the right side, and then we're going to attach the hoodie from this point right here. Get the hook and make a slip knot, then attach at that part right there with a slip stitch, chain 1, and those stitches on the front part will each get 2 half double crochets. The stitch at the corner also gets 2 half double crochets. Then we get to the stitches in the back panel and put 1 half double crochet into the next 1, 2, 3, 10 into the 4th stitch, increase by placing 2 half double crochets, then 1 half double crochet, 2, 3, into the we are increasing into the 5th stitch. So after every 5 stitches you're working an increase. So you're going to be increasing after every 5 stitches in the back stitches. Then in the stitches that are in the front part of the top, you're going to work increases in each stitch. I'm at the stitches at the front part, and those stitches are each going to get 2 half double crochets to the end. Chain 1 to begin row 2 of the hoodie. And now in row 2, until you're done with the hoodie, you're only going to be working 1 half double crochet into every stitch. So you're going to do as many rows as possible for you to get your desired length of the hoodie. I went on to make a total of 31 rows on this top part, and this part represents the hoodie part of the top, and I just left a long tail so that I can join these two ends together to form the hoodie. So before you begin joining the hoodie, you need to make sure that the top is on the inside so that you have the hems on the same side. So I'll just get my needle and put the yarn through. Then I'll start joining the two ends from this first stitch right here. So each stitch will be joined with the corresponding stitch on the other side. So you'll need to attach like this till you get to this end right here. After attaching the two ends together, this is what you're going to get. And now you can turn the top to the right side, or you can turn your hoodie to the right side. So there you are, the top is done. And you can go ahead and rock it with a pair of jeans or even a skirt. Join me in the next tutorial and I'll be showing you how to attach the sleeves to this vest. So you can either wear this top as a vest, or you can attach sleeves onto it to make it a cardigan, like a crop cardigan that is hooded. If you do not want to miss out on the tutorial for the sleeves, kindly subscribe to my channel if you're not subscribed yet, and hit the notification bell so that you get notified once the tutorial is ready. So thank you so much for watching. Please like, leave a comment, and follow me on my social media pages. Bye.